Hello, teachers, on this Saturday night. Molly, you asked excellent questions about the ornamentation in the Sonatina by Beethoven, which is in the Festival Collection, Book 6, on page 38. We teachers must realize that in the 17 and 1800s, music education was quite disparate across Europe. There were different musical symbols given for the exact same result. It's sort of like the lyrics of the song, let's call the whole thing off, right? I say potato, you say potato. I say tomato, you say tomato, right? Which were written by the great Ira Gershwin. So getting back to ornamentation in the classical era, there were actually two ways to ornament the exact same thing. And they are right at the downbeats of measure 5 and measure 7. So both of those symbols mean to play the trill. The trill's played starting on the upper note of that principal note, and it's very nice if we can have our students play 4 notes in the trill. So it'll sound like this. Like that. So you also asked about the little notes in measures 5 and 6 with the 16th notes. So really for ease of reading for students, I wrote them out. But they are exactly the same as measures 12 and 13 as in the original manuscript. So the little A in measure 12 and 13 is an appoggiatura. So we make that into a 16th note, which it is. We put it on the downbeat and we play the G as a 16th note as well. So it's very important that appoggiaturas are played on the beat because that's what makes them different than grace notes. So grace notes, as you know, are the notes that have a little slash through them. So grace notes are played before the beat and appoggiaturas are played on the beat. So I'm going to start in measure 9 and I'm going to play 10, 11, 12, and 13 with grace notes instead of appoggiaturas that were written. And we're going to laugh at how funny that sounds. Okay, I didn't play that first one so well, but the second one I mean. Right, so that's what it would sound like with grace notes. But instead, those auxiliary notes are appoggiaturas, so they're played on the downbeat. So this is what it sounds like. And so on and so forth. So again, at the beginning of measure 10, just think of them as 2 16th notes followed by more 16th notes. So when I was putting together all of these books, compiling the music and editing them and recording them, I wanted the younger students to understand these ornaments before they get into early advanced repertoire. So for any transfer student you may have, and as well as your students that you've started from the beginning, the grade 5 of succeeding at the piano is terrific because it teaches the students about the different eras. And there is a wonderful page in here on page 18, Technique with Mozart, where the students see the appoggiaturas and how to play them. And then there are various pieces that relate exactly to those same appoggiaturas. And also in these books, Succeeding with the Masters, Baroque and Classical Era, Volume 2, Intermediate to Early Advanced Repertoire, and the Classical Era is a very simple page on these appoggiaturas on page 20. And in the Baroque Volume 2 book, they are on page 8 and 9. And in the Baroque book, I go on to talk about the Schleifer, which is the slide, the mordent, which is of course the note that starts, or the ornament that starts on the principal note and then goes down and back up, right? Some of my students call it a backward trill. And you know that that is a line like this. Looks like a trill, but it has a slash through the middle of it. And then I also talk more about grace notes and appoggiaturas as well. So enjoy all those resources that you have at your fingertips through the FJH Pianist curriculum and Succeeding at the Piano to help your students really understand those ornaments and just be delighted when they're playing them. All right, have a good night.